There are moments in Asian drama history that feel less like fiction and more like emotional earthquakes. Moments that hit you so deeply that even when the scene ends, your heart refuses to return to normal. And this time, the moment that shook the entire fandom came from two names we know all too well, Joseph Zeng and Bailu. It all began with that one intimate scene in Story of Cunning Palace, a scene so charged, so breathtakingly raw, that fans around the world held their breath without even realizing it. The chemistry between Joseph and Bailu didn't just look real. It felt real. It felt like two souls exposing everything they'd been hiding and letting the world watch. But what none of us expected was what happened after the cameras stopped rolling. When Joseph Zeng later revealed that he struggled to shake off the emotions from that intimate scene, the internet exploded. This wasn't just a casual, it was a heavy moment. This was Joseph, an actor renowned for his cool professionalism, admitting that something about that scene stayed with him long after the director yelled cut. And that's where this entire emotional storm began. Joseph has always been known for slipping into character effortlessly. From Heavenly Sword and Dragon Slaying Saber to his latest hits, fans admire how he carries intensity but can still switch back to his cheerful, gentle self once filming ends. But this time something was different. Something lingered. Something left a mark. During a behind-the-scenes interview, the host casually asked him how long it took to emotionally reset after filming that intimate moment with Bailu. Joseph paused long enough that fans replayed the clip over and over. His eyes lowered. His smile softened. And he answered with a kind of honesty that made the fandom's heart crumble. It took longer than I expected. Not because the scene was physically demanding. Not because of the choreography or blocking. But because of the emotional weight that Bailu brought into the moment. And that's when the whispers began. Did Joseph get emotionally attached? Was the intimacy too real? Did the scene awaken something in him? Soon after, Joseph posted a late-night message that sent fans spiraling even further. He wrote about how certain performances leave echoes, how some characters touch parts of your heart you didn't know existed, and how letting go isn't always simple. The timing was just too perfect. And the emotions in his words felt too raw to ignore. Meanwhile, Bailu, who is known for her playful interactions with co-stars, reacted differently this time. At a fan event, when asked about Joseph, she called him an emotionally honest partner, a phrase that immediately became a wildfire across C-drama communities. Emotional honesty isn't a casual compliment. It hints at vulnerability, connection, trust. It hints at something that happens between two actors when the line between performance and reality becomes temporarily blurred. Fans then started analyzing every behind-the-scenes clip under a microscope. Joseph smiling a little too softly. Bailu glancing in his direction after takes. Their voices quieter. Their laughs smaller. Their energy calmer, more intimate, more connected. What people often forget is that intimate scenes, no matter how professionally executed, require emotional vulnerability. It isn't just acting. It's trusting someone enough to expose parts of yourself you usually protect. It's two minds syncing. Two emotional worlds colliding, even if only for a split second in time. And according to crew members, the mood on set changed for days after filming the scene. They weren't awkward. They weren't distant. But they were different. Softer. More introspective. Like two people who had crossed an invisible bridge and were taking their time walking back to where they came from. Joseph, normally chatty and cheerful, became quieter. Bailu, who usually teased him playfully, interacted with him in a gentler, almost tender way. It was as if their hearts were still holding onto the emotional gravity of what they had just filmed. And that's why fans worldwide couldn't stop talking about it. Because it didn't feel like just acting. It didn't feel manufactured. It didn't feel scripted. It felt real in the way only the most honest performances can. Did Joseph fall in love? Probably not. Did Bailu catch feelings? There's no evidence of that. But did something emotional happen between them during that scene? Something that left Joseph unable to walk away instantly? Yes. And that's the magic of storytelling. Sometimes the most unforgettable moments are the ones that linger privately in the hearts of the actors who bring them to life. Maybe the emotions weren't romantic. Maybe they were simply the pure, unfiltered energy of two actors giving everything they had to a scene that demanded vulnerability, fragility, and trust. But those emotions were real. And real emotions don't disappear on command. And perhaps that's why the world is still talking about that moment. Because in that scene, Joseph and Bailu didn't just act. They connected. They collided. They created something bigger than themselves, an emotional echo that fans can still feel today. For Joseph, it wasn't about Bailu as a woman. It was about Bailu as an artist, as a partner, as someone whose emotional world aligned perfectly with his at that exact moment. A moment so beautifully human that it left him unable to reset as quickly as he usually does. And that's what makes the story unforgettable. Ajak and subscribe New Drama World. If stories like this move your heart, if you love diving into the hidden emotions behind your favorite dramas, if you want to explore untold moments, unseen chemistry, and the beautifully human side of Asian entertainment, then don't leave without joining us. Hit that subscribe button and become part of New Drama World, a home for every fan who feels deeply, analyzes passionately, and lives for the stories behind the scenes. This is where emotions are real, stories breathe, and your fandom heart is always understood. Welcome to your new favorite place.